Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy, and oh my goodness, I'm back. And my pleasure to bring you HEXplorit, the Mountains of Godai. Now, this is volume 5 in the series, and this, if you didn't know, this series grabbed me by the balls last year, and ever since, I've been over the moon with everything that this company does. Absolutely dedicated to this series, and oh my goodness me, if you're new to the series, what a black hole it is to fall down. Or rabbit hole. So anyway, HEXplorit is a, you might say it's a open world. You do what you want in the world, but each game in the series has its own mechanics about what you can do. But it's kind of a RPG on the table, and you can mix up the tiles to where it's kind of random. Most times you play it because you're pulling tiles out at random, and these are giant tiles, by the way, and all that good stuff. But one of the things that's really exciting about the series is that they're starting campaign books. Volume 1 and Volume 2 have campaign books, and Volume 1 has been also been getting a Legend series, which are more lighter sized RPGs that you can take people through. So there's a lot going on here, and the RPG side of it, the campaigns are fantastic from what I've researched, and I'm so happy that Volume 1 and 2 got delivered this past week. I'm still waiting for Box 3, which is the playmats, and the campaign book 1, which is the one that I want to go through this summer with my son. So, super excited, and let's go down, shall we? Now, it says on the genre here that it is tower defense, but that is a little bit misleading, because tower defense assumes you're kind of just kind of sat there not doing anything, whereas on this it's not like that at all. There's these five magic, you might say, gods. Anyway, there's 2 maps here to explore. There's one kind of Asian themed with Japan, you might say, with its beautiful blossom trees. And then the other one is like an Aztec feel, like Mexico, and or at least kind of Amazonian or something like that. It looks really good. But essentially what's happening is you are set in one location, but the attacks are not going to be coming relentlessly, which is what tower defense normally has. You know they will be coming, so you get time to go out there and explore on the map and bring in or do stuff that's going to help with your defense, including going to the gods and trying to get them on your side, which then gives you powers that you can use because they're going to be fighting with you and stuff like this. So that's going to be interesting, because the game, all the volumes offer so much replayability and different play styles and different strategies that you can do and all that stuff. And if you're new to the series, you can bring in so much from the other games. All the character classes, all the character roles, all the traits, all the even the bosses, even the encounters and stuff, which you probably might not want to do because this brings you into this kind of theme. But one kind of cool thing is you can mix the maps together to have one big HEXplorit map. So having Volume 5 lets you to put a river through your map, because I could have Volume 1 on the left, which is fantasy, the river then leading into the forest, which is Volume 2, and have this grandiose exposure then where I've got 3 sets of cards for the 3 regions. If you have Volume 3 and 4, which I plan on getting when the volume campaigns come out, you can add then the desert area and the vampire area. So you could have all 5 volumes I don't mean the full tiles, I just mean a mixture of them. So, because if you have all the tiles out there, that could be a 12-hour game. You want to kind of mix and match, so you've got like a nicer area. We've got all these kind of themed areas and different, you know, as you're exploring, you're going to be getting different encounters and stuff. That's going to make it a super, super epic game when you're putting all the volumes together. But as is, you know, you can play them all solo. You can play them all with a group. You are going around as a group in the HEXplorit. Although there is new systems now where you can break away and do two different things. Like you can split up, have one hero, or, you know, two sets of heroes go out this way, the other set of two heroes go out this way. It's kind of like mechanics anyway, rolling dice for each character. So I don't think it's that complex. I think each person could roll two characters, and if you are playing solo, it is normal to have two characters. They do have advanced classes, which are classed as a solo type. They're like very, very strong. And in fact, if you feel a little bit, you want an easy, relaxed game, you can just pick one of these superheroes and then pick two of them, and it'll make your, certainly the learning curve a lot easier in these games. Alrighty, let's go down then. So, elemental hero building tower defense, unlike any other. So, yeah. Now, the core box contents, you can see everything is getting illustrated. This is this new way of doing it. So, the power-up cards, which are going to be illustrated now, not text, and basically, if the card deserves art, they're now putting it on the card, which is good to see. If you do come here and get the other volumes, that you will have to add these art edition cards to your pledge. But it looks great on the table, it really does. No, so the Caprican Empire, this is the kind of, it looks Aztec, that's why I kind of say, and it's got these X's in like Zakamun's spirituality. It's obviously it's loosely thematically Mexican, I would say. The Ishidan Empire doesn't suggest Japan, does it? But it's heavily influenced by Japanese culture, including the yin-yang here. But what's interesting here is there's going to be two expansions that open up two different gameplays in both of these regions. So it looks like if you get the expansions, there's going to be new rules. And I think when you get the expansions for these two, you are just going to have no tower defense, and you're potentially just going out there and exploring like you do on other HEXplorit games. With the differences, you're going to have bosses roaming around, and you're going to have then an end boss from the expansion pass, probably. We'll explore this as we go down, as these expansions have only just really been announced. Now, when you see it kind of like here, it doesn't show you how great the maps look, but you can see on this big card here how beautiful they are. Does look. I can tell you, I was unboxing Volume 1 and Volume 2. The art is so detailed, and the attention to detail across the maps is wonderful. Like every single tree has been, you know, it's an artist has done it, basically. All right. Now, it says defenders, there's going to be magnetic, and there's going to be non-magnetic. Magnets? It's kind of confusing, that whole magnet, isn't it? Anyway, so you're going to have it says here, a short count calendar, so time will be counting down, then the siege portal will open, and that's the game's timer. The volumes always have a timer to try and keep you on your toes. That usually is a good measure of how long the game will be as well. So it doesn't feel like it's too long, and your game times can be at a set time. it's talking here about the adventure board game toolkit, and it's super great because you can bring any of the hero classes, or the heroes classes, yes, and the races and all the good stuff from the other volumes. You can really mix and match. Super exciting. Right, so here we go then. If you just want the Mountains of Godai, you're happy with the tower defense game, that's just 69. But if you want the 2 expansions which open up the maps, you're going to want the Elementalist. And if you are planning on mixing the tiles in your other volumes, I think you're going to want to get the expansions because it opens them up for the traditional way of playing HEXplorit. I think the Mountaineer pack tower defense isn't really going to mix in well with its mechanics across the other volumes, so I think you're better off getting this pack. Anyway, have a look, see what's in here. Right, so it has got its unique rule book. It has its unique 12-sided die to go with it as well. And there are going to be 4 bosses, it says. And that's probably the one you're going to be roaming around, or you've got to kind of encounter. We don't know what's going to happen here, but I'm guessing you're going to start out at one. You can see the map here, what it might look like. You start off at one end and you've got to work your way through, and maybe these 4 bosses are roaming around and you've got to take the 4 of them down and stuff like that. So that looks kind of cool, and this of course could be, you know, if you've got volume 1 on the left and volume 2 on the right, you might have to go through this, kill the 4 bosses to get into the volume 2. So that'd be kind of a really cool map to walk through. I think it looks fantastic. In here as well, though, it does include some extra races and some aspects, which are tribes. So this is going to be good for... an aspect is kind of a subclass that you can put on your race. And so yeah, that's going to be really cool. You can become tribal. And you know, in the RPG adventure books, you can gain an aspect where you gain a property. If you like, potentially you could be joining a tribe. That'd be kind of interesting coming through here and joining a tribe, so you get an aspect card to add to your card. That'd be super cool. And it, you know, it's adding some extra encounter cards and stuff like that in here, which is nice, and some extra siege cards. And some blood magic cards also, which is interesting. Some kind of voodoo coming in here. So yeah, I do like that very much. We've not had any deep dive here on the races yet, though. But I'm sure that'll be coming later. Let's have a look then at the Return to Ishudan expansion. This looks like wider, doesn't it? It doesn't look as thin as the other one. Does look like a more traditional setup, or you know. 4 bosses again are coming here. 2 roles, which are illustrated here. Let me just look at the other one a second. It didn't have any roles in it, did it? The roles are your classes. Just have a quick look at this. Did it completely... Yeah, you do get 2 roles in that first one. I didn't really mention that. Usually the roles in the expansions are the super roles, which are good for... Picking the wrong one though. Solo play. Or if you want to give someone a hero that is going to make the game easier for them. Right, so the aspects here are going to be clans. So instead of tribal, it's your clans here. There's a bit more towers are in here. So this is potentially you going around to take down the towers. I like this a lot. And it has this unique 40 Divine Dragon cards, so that's going to be really cool. Dragons are a race in the game, of course, Dragonkins and stuff like that, and I believe there's more Dragonkin races coming to Volume 5, which is very exciting. And what's even more exciting, on top of all this excitement, is there will, in the future, be a campaign book that goes along with this. That'd be incredible as an enhancement to the game if you do get it. And with the love that's gone on Volume 1, you know, like when we go down, I'll explore what the campaigns are doing and why it's super exciting. But if you just want the tower defense, it's 69, but really you're getting 3 games in Volume 5 with the Elementalist. I think it's great value, especially if you've got plans to make a bigger map. And that'd be like an epic adventure solo when my wife goes on holiday and I just want to put the volumes together to make a big ass adventure. It just sounds so cool. Right, the Hero FX, we should really talk about that, should we? Yeah. Right, so this is a dedicated box that you can put all of the different roles in here. So you can see strikers and can't really see that, but can't really read that, but you can basically filter all these down. So if you want a damage dealer, you can look at all the damage dealers from all the volumes and pick out your favorite. You can pick out, as you can see here, pick the race of your character too. Down the side, just makes it, it's like a character class box, if you like. It's got all the different heroes in, and you can basically create your hero coming from this box. And if you do get this, you get these 10 aspects, and again, they're like subclasses. And I like Volume 5 as it's giving you some more of these to add to the box, which is very, very good. Yeah, Bestial. I mean, some of these really fit the theme of your character that you pick, and I think these are really, really cool. Now, if you're new to the series and you just want it all, I'd say put on the brakes, put on the brakes. The reason I'm going in for this is because Volume 5 Tower Defense is so unique in the series. I'm really up for that. And I love the expansions that you can add it to the volume. So, like I say, you can fit it in between a Volume 1 and a Volume 2 style of map. Like it a lot. But for me, Sands of Shurax is known as the most complex one. And I'll only be picking that up when there's the campaign book for it, so I can do a storied adventure through the area. That's the way I'll pick it up organically. And it's the same with number 4, which is the vampire book. Sorry, the vampire volume. That also is... I can't wait to play that when it has a campaign 2. So I'm kind of picking them up piecemeal when they are complete with a campaign book. And I'll show you how incredible it is when you do that. Right, let's go down then. Right, so these are the campaign books. They're fairly pricey, actually. But they're big, they're really big, add a lot of variability, lots of replayability, and there is so much fantastic stories that are in here. You can watch playthroughs online. They usually just play through the prologue, but it just looks so fun and exciting. And yeah, I can't wait to play this first one over the summer. I'm going to probably be playing campaign 2, volume 2, next summer, because there's more to go with Click's Madness as we go down below. But, you know, they have fantastic playmats, because when you play the volumes, like I said, the maps do go out as a random tile, so the map can look different every time. But when you're playing a campaign, you have to set it up specifically like the campaign book shows you. But you are missing a trick there, and it's better to have the playmat, because the playmat puts the names of the villages and the towns and cities on there that are related to the campaign book. So this map specifically is for the story campaign role-playing game, and it just makes it look so beautiful on the table. There's also these gorgeous campaign screens which you can put up as well. I've got these, and they have a full rule sets on them to help you that normally you would have in your book. So cool. Alright. And these basically fold out so that the length of the playmat as well, so they kind of go really well with it. It's a good thing. Now, when you get an HEXplorit volume, you've got dry erase boards, and if you're playing, you're kind of writing numbers on, and you're rubbing it out, and you're putting more numbers on as you're leveling up and getting stuff. But when you're playing a campaign, it's like you're going to leave it out on your table and play it over a series of days or weeks, and that dry erase board isn't really going to be good for it. Well, you can get these hero sheet packs. I do have these myself, and this way you can just old school pencil and rubber stuff, but this kind of fits more of the role-playing campaign. It's 2 different sheets here. I think it's good value, $6 for these. They're absolutely fantastic. Does also say PDFs are available on the download page if you just want to print these off, but I like how they're professionally done. They have, they're coloured, and they look cool. Anyway, so yeah, they've got a campaign all in. But there's something extra that you can add here. The extra stuff is super, super excited. But for me, on the last, when they were doing the Volume 2 campaign book, I basically got all of this in it. I've got box 1 and 2, waiting for box 3. Box 3 is going to have the playmats in it, and the campaign book for Volume 1, and the hero chest. I don't know why they've split them up into 3 boxes, and they're all coming at different days, but that's the way it is. But what I'm mega excited about is the Legends products, because these were PDFs that went on Drive-Thru Roleplay RPG, and a lot of us have been asking, please hard copy these over, because we prefer to have books and PDFs on an app, and they've done this. In fact, this one over here, Shadow of the Forsaken Crown, this is a new one. It's not been done yet. So yeah, now all of these hardcover books, you do need the Volume 1 base game, and you do need the campaign book, because the rules are coming from the rules in the campaign book. And you're going to need stuff from the base box. And it is compatible with of course, the campaign neoprene mats, the screens, and all the expansions and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm in for the 3. So these are kind of more, it's not like a campaign you're going to be doing over a series of weeks. This could be a series of days. Fantastic replayability. You maybe see 20% of the areas in the book when you play it, so it does have potentially going through. You get a little bit about them, but they're really, really exciting. And again, it makes Volume 1 even bigger. You've got that big campaign, Clicks Madness, and then you've got these 3 extra stories which are set in the same fantasy world. It's going to be really good. And are we going to see 3 Legends with Volume 2? Because that's going to set a new precedence if they do. Because I'll tell you now, the campaign book, this one, it's roughly the same size as the Volume 2 board box. It's so big, 710 pages. It's absolutely massive. It really is. So yeah, it's big. It's bigger than the Eclipse Madness one, believe it or not. So yeah, we're gonna. It looks like we know it's a plan to get all campaign books for each of the volumes. We don't know if it's a plan for Legend products with all of them, and if each volume gets 3 shorter roleplay campaigns like these, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I love it. The fact that they've done these hard copy versions is great. You know, you're using the play mats you may have, you're using your volumes you may have. It's giving you more stories from that roleplay world. Sounds fantastic. Now, the Foreteller, I believe, are ditching the phone app. But HEXplorit, they have their own app, and they're bringing the Foreteller music over to it. And but they're saying they're going to update the app even further, where you can track stuff, which is like your gold, food, gear upgrades, and item allocation stuff like this. Even some hero portraits, which is kind of cool. I think the companion app is going to be interesting to use with the campaign or stuff. But, you know, the dry racing board is kind of nice and fun. It really sets the HEXplorit thing in a different way. And it feels kind of luxury, the dry erase board, when you're playing. It's kind of cool. Anyway, so they've got backer. They've got daily unlocks. They've got backer stretch goals, and they've got monetary stretch goals, so I do like that. Bookmarks. They're doing bookmarks. I don't know why they're doing bookmarks, because certainly the campaigns come with ribbons, you know, to make sure you save your certain pages. But maybe the bookmark pack is for the Legends hardcover books. I'm pretty sure they come with them as well. I'm not actually sure about that. Doesn't really say. Anyway. So, more stuff to unlock. There is one thing that we've not seen yet as a monetary stretch goal, and it is the living card deck. Which is basically you pull a card, and that card will be different depending what month you play the game. I'm serious. It would have a QR code on it, where you'd have to go to the internet. But if you don't like using that you would need to have a phone, you can buy what's called the living card deck. And this is a deck of cards, which is basically a card that you would put in to replace what month it is. Something like that. Now, they're going to do a vote, see if people want this. It's super quirky, you know. And I think the living card deck has a quest in it where you're roaming around doing stuff. So it adds its own mini quest as well. And of course, it's part of the nostalgia of the volumes, and they've all got living card decks. So I'm guessing it's going to get everybody wants it, and all that good stuff. But yeah, this is what we've all been asking for, was this hardcover edition, and it was a surprise that they're doing a third book, because the last we heard they were working on that second book, which is the the one where you're bodyguard of a chef who's running around the world trying to get ingredients, and keeps going into areas where you need to fight for him. That one's going to be epic to run. So rulebook you can have a look at. We can't see the rulebook for the expansions just yet. There is going to be a playthrough. The team here have a fantastic communication though. They will do a Q&A. They'll talk about the campaign. So if you've got any questions, which I certainly have, when they do their live stream, I'll want to be asking about the 2 expansion packs and of course the extra, character classes that are in the expansion packs, because we don't know what they are yet, and I want to know what the traits are and all that stuff. There's so much questions that I have. So yeah, expect to see good social events during the campaign. Now, I think this will tempt the titties of everyone who has the volumes, because look at these boss cards that you could use in all of your volumes. They look so cool. Yeah, another thing about this is the world changes as well. The map can change in Volume 5. All right, yeah. Dice rolling. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, we'll learn more about this when there's a playthrough. Resources that you're collecting as well to, normal tower defense stuff. But you basically go to an area, you get all the stuff from the area, and there is a board. There is a board that you write down all of your materials you've got and stuff. Yeah, so more minis coming with this, and it's interesting that the cost is down. Keeping the cost down for you. Ooh, I don't think I've seen this. The Caprican expansion. It says, a new guardian, Jethri, the keeper of the wellspring, is poised to emerge from the depths of existence. So this is going to be the boss that you're going to have to take down, the big boss, who's probably at the end of the map, and there's going to be those. Now it says 4 bosses. You can sometimes randomly choose the bosses, so I'm interested to see how it works. Yeah, so it's an entirely new way to play Mountains of Godai. It takes away the again, tower defense gets out of it, and you're going to be roaring through the map to try and knock out the boss. Oh, look at this then. You've got this. Only shamans of the primordial. The area is frequently plunged into eternal twilight during play. Ooh. All right. Play with the entire map revealed at setup. 3 city-states exist instead of 2. 4 primordial centers. Ooh. Initiate mortal combat to face any boss in the HEXplorit series. Oh, we get to see some these are the Hex-exclusive roles here. These are the solo mode, or make the game easier for yourself. We've got the Mycomancer and the Thread Mage. This is new, peeps. This is very, very exciting. These are super, super exciting to play with if you want an easier game. And, ooh, some new aspects of the tribe cards you can see here. Woohoo! And some of the, what's words? Void, Touch, Saurian, Young Green Dragon. These are the classes. Classes, roles, races. Race! There we go. The races. Oh, so the rulebook is not... It will be available, but not yet. Alright, let's have a look at this one. So the Divine Dragons have come. These get some... These are going to be the heroes. Dun, dun. Gain new familiars. Pilot mobile defenders. Explore the great city. Uncover new discoveries. A continuous siege mode. This one's very interesting. I'll have to do a follow-up video, of course, when we know everything, and I can talk about all this information that's been gleaned from the social events that got planned on all this stuff. Again, play with the entire map revealed at setup. Alright, so new HEXplorit. Like I say, these are kind of super solo friendly characters to play, or roles to play. Super strong. We've got the mega rare race there, the prismatic dragon. That's going to be great to match up with a exclusive class as well, because they're stronger. And more of these aspects, these are the clans that you can sign up to. So yeah, super cool for character creation. Now, when I look at this, Volume 1 and Volume 2, they're really bright and contrasty. Like, they're very dark on my shelf. Like, I might just get a sticker to stick on the side to make them look so vibrant, because Volume 2, though, looks kind of green, and it's very, very dark printing on the box. It really is. I am going to put this as a comment that they should put stickers for the side of the box to make the box on the shelf look more vibrant, because when they look so dark, I don't know. Right, they do this fantastic animation here. Well, I'll tell you, you can see what everything is here. So, Volume 3 had loads of hero mutations. Yeah, because if you have Volume 3, you can add mutations to your character, and that adds loads of random event stuff that can happen during your game. I'm really looking forward to getting the campaign story, how it mixes in with the mutations. But certainly when I have Volume 3, the mutations will be in every volume. Like, trust me, when stuff comes from the volumes, you kind of want to add that into your character. Right, so Volume 5 is bringing elemental elements to every other volume. That's what it's going to be bringing. You can see here the encounters in level 5 have gone up massively, so there's so much more encounters here, much more than any other. Villain management, yeah, there's a lot of villains in this one, similar to Volume 3. But if you want races and roles, Volume 1 has the most. And relics, which are kind of awesome equipment that you can get, that came from Volume 2. Blood magic, familiars and keepsakes from Volume 4. So they're all bringing things that you can add into all of these other boxes, and these kind of interesting features of each of these volumes go in the Hero FX chest, because the Hero Hex chest is designed so you don't have to pull stuff out of all the other volumes, so you will be putting all these unique things in that chest. So it's going to be very, very cool. And the Hero Hex chest, or the Hero chest, is designed to have all content from volumes 1 to 6 in. Ah, there we go. All right. Just talking here, aren't they, about the campaign books, and I don't know why they're showing these pictures side by side. It makes it look like a little thin book. It's an absolute monster, Volume 2's book. I can't believe how big it is. But you can see they really pushed the boat out for Volume 2. They did everything bigger. They just made it even bigger. Now, the heroic moments, they're interesting. That can happen in the books because certain stuff might happen if you've picked a certain race or aspect, or your character should have a certain knowledge. Like, for example, if you pick a beast, maybe that beast can talk to another beast in the campaign. So you get to do like exclusive stuff that makes you feel like you did stuff in the story based on your character class and what you created, and you wouldn't see that part of that story if you hadn't done that. So there's like all these incredible moments in the volumes that will bring out some kind of love for your character. As you can see, 2,000 in Volume 1 and 1,500 in Volume 2. You are going to be seeing super cool stuff come out of this. Alrighty. So yeah, Volumes 1 to 4 has Traveller's Collection on Foreteller. This is going to be with the app. This is going to be great for just playing the game in general, especially during the role-playing campaign books. And they are stretching Volume 5, aren't they, on the stretch goal? So you might get Volume 5 music. Now, I'm waiting for the playthroughs from the devs themselves. They have sent out prototype copies, but I like the devs' stories when they do them because they are... It's like director's commentary, and you get to learn a little bit more about them. They have these slick videos showing off heroes, bosses you can check out. And if you want to check out the other volumes, they do... they've got videos for all of these here. Now, so, funnily enough, fulfillment in 2026. Oh my god. That's ages away, isn't it? Is that ages away? It's like a year and a half. Right. I think that's kind of normal. Because I think this time next year we're going to have the campaign book for Volume 3. Because they're basically doing Volume 1 year. And the year after that they'll do a campaign book for one of the series. So we'll see how it pans out. So yeah, in 2025 we should see Volume 3 campaign. And that's when I'm going to be picking up Volume 3. 2026 is when we should expect HEXplorit Volume 6 in 2026. So you'll just get hold of Volume 5, and in that summer you'll get Volume 6, the last epic in the series. Will be out 2026 unless it gets delayed in any way, form. But something to be of interest there. Certainly for me, 2024 I'm playing Volume 1 and the campaign stories. 2025 I'm doing Volume 2 and the stories. So I've definitely got HEXplorit planned for these years. And 2026, this comes out, it's going to be great. Because if Volume 6 campaign... Sorry, if Volume 3's campaign is coming out 2025 on Kickstarter or Gamefound, you'll be getting that in 2026. So that means 2026 will be Volume 3. That's kind of the plan. 2024 Volume 1, 2025 Volume 2, 2026 Volume 3, campaign stories and all that good stuff. And they have got this early shipping and early ship thing, which I think is going to be for the campaign stories. But I don't know if I want to get those early, to be frank, because it might be nice to get them in January, right? To go back to volume 1 with these extra stories. Anyway, there's so much options and stuff like this. Now you can work out the estimate of shipping on the weights here. I think it was really reasonable. And Rest of the World, I think it was 80 for me for all the campaign stuff, volumes 1 and 2. And as it came to something like £15 in weight, 6.8 kilos. Yeah, so early shipping. There is some early shipping on stuff if you want to get it early. They're not mentioning here that stuff that come early will be the legend books. Maybe they've just not put an update here yet. But yeah, if you want to get your volume 1, volume 2 stuff and the campaign stuff with it, it says here available. Volume 2 and Volume 4 is limited availability, and trust me, Sansa Shorak is coming next year with its campaign book. Can't wait for that. I'm so excited for Volume 3 because of the mutations. So exciting. But I can't even pick up Volume 3 because it's not available. And the Vampire World looks fantastic as well. But I just couldn't put it on the pledge last year because it was just getting too much. It was getting too big, the pledge. So I decided to pick these up piecemeal when the campaigns come out. But here, getting volume 5 and the Legend hard books, that is fantastic. The price. So yeah, let's go to the. There we go. Elementalist, I think it looks fantastic. You've got 3 different games here, and certainly 2 new maps that you can put in to your other volumes. So exciting, with new bosses, new character races, classes, roles, aspects, and with the expansions you're also getting more familiars, which is doubling down on what was in volume 2, and it just gives you more to play in your open world play set when you create your own fantasy world. And with all these different volumes adding different terrain types, they're also bringing in encounters and bosses and potentially different shops, right? Because each of the volumes has the different areas and different cities that you can do stuff in. It's just absolutely fantastic because you can sprinkle in the volumes on the table. You don't need to use all the tiles. You can mix and match, and it'd be absolutely epic adventure. So yeah, HEXplorit, the Mountains of Godai, super exciting for me. I am definitely picking it up with the super exciting Legend books, which are the hardback cups of the shorter campaign books, which are the one-offs. You know, you don't need to have played the Volume 1 campaign per se. So if you've got a play group, you can lead them into those shorter RPGs, and if they like the Legend RPG, you can then say, do you want to play an even bigger campaign? Because I've got the big campaign book that we can play also. That's going to be fabuloso, isn't it? Epic. There's just so much here, peeps. Like I said, it's a big rabbit hole, and they do have this epic Void Reaver. It's getting even bigger. Oh my god. I'm Volume 1, Volume 2 with the campaign books. And if you look at the box for Volume 2 there, the campaign book for Volume 2 is as wide as the bloody box on the shelf, which is mind-blowing. It's like a tome. So yeah, like I said, I think if you were buying all this, it would just blow your mind, because you'd be playing Volume 1 and you might, yes, be bringing in stuff from the other volumes, but it's not gonna, you just got too much to play with. And at least if you get Volumes 1 and 2, that will give you enough of HEXplorit before you can get the other stuff. Because I just think it's very, very intimidating to get everything, isn't it? But I'm super envious of people with Volume 3 because, like I say, the mutations would be great. But anyway, next year we're going to get it on Gamefound, where it comes with its campaign, and we're going to probably get mutations in the story, and that's going to be delicious. So I can't wait for that. Anyway, peeps, this is going to be video 1. I'll come back with a final video where I can talk about new stuff that I found from this first video, because we're going to be seeing playthroughs, and there's going to be Q&As and stuff with the dev team, which they always do. And of course they're probably going to talk about the Legends product, the new one that was announced here, this Shadow of the Forsaken Crown. So yeah, super cool. Yes, can't wait to be Milo's bodyguard as he goes on his gastronomical journey through the breathtaking landscape of Runecrest Valley, searching for unique and exclusive ingredients to create a delectable dish. Yes, this campaign map, you're going to be going through it again as a bodyguard. I love it. That just sounds like the gateway RPG that this HEXplorit has. It's like the super gateway one. Is this Taste for Adventure. I just want to mention that at the end of the video, because this video is already too long. Anyway, my videos are always long, aren't they? I don't do brief things. So I hope you've enjoyed your time here. Give the video a like, of course. Think about subscribing if you're new here. I've not been on my channel recently as my mother passed away. Thanks for all the kind words and stuff like that. But I am back now. There's been some big stuff. There's the big one from Awakened Realms, isn't there? But I just don't have time to look at that or do a video of it. But if I do, it will come out in the next 2 days, because it's ending, isn't it? Very soon. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. So yeah, I'll keep covering stuff when super, super, super interesting stuff comes out, like HEXplorit, The Mountains of Godai, Volume 5 in the HEXplorit series, with a new Legend product and hardcover printing of all the Legends. Look at you. This is another dream crowdfunding page. Every time HEXplorit do one, I'm kind of glowing, because it just looks the bomb every time I see one. And I'm so happy that I've got Volumes 1 and 2, and I can't wait to get the campaign Volume 1 to the table in 3 weeks when my son finishes school. But that gives me time to get Volume 1 on the table and play the open world. Get to know the rules a little bit more. That should prepare me for the campaign. So really excited. I've got all my dice packs and my cards to replace the non-art in the world. Just waiting for the play mats, and I've got the pads to write on, and I've got the campaign screens. Oh, I can't wait for that. Oh man. Like I say, this was probably my last Kickstarter to drop on, knowing it had legs where you'll be adding to it. So it's going to end up having its own HEXplorit shelf with the 6 volumes, campaign books, and legend books. Fancy that. It's going to be one epic role-playing shelf from the HEXplorit series. Just going to be fabulous, peeps. Anyway, there you go. That's my extra words at the end of this video. It's because I've not done a video in a while, and I like speaking to my viewers, as I do. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Lipstickpaddy. This is Kickstarter Radio 102.4. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.